Good morning. As you may have known if you watched my videos, the previous video I had was about the fact I needed to really finish putting the rings around all of my trees. Because I had a big planting this spring. I had about 35 trees I added to my little side orchard here, and I failed to get the rings put around them. And yeah, I really paid the price for that, I'm telling you, because like you can see some of these are trees I had in last year, the year before, and I did put rings around them. If you notice, these are bigger, they're 3 foot around versus the ones I'm putting in now are 2 feet. And of course, you can make them whatever size you need them to be. The reason I decided to do 2 feet is because, and I still need to remove, I just placed these all right here, right now. I need to remove the grass on the inside, which actually doesn't take all that long. And then I'm going to put in, probably about 3 to 4 inches of like shredded wood in around all this. You want to make sure you don't pile your mulch up against your tree. Like, that's usually a bad thing. So you want to kind of make sure maybe your mulch starts here and then you can pile it up and bring it out. But you kind of want it to kind of go down towards the base so you don't cover up, the base of the tree with mulch. Excuse me. But now that I have them all placed out there, I wasn't really sure what it was going to look like. I think it's not bad. Um, the thing that I do like the most about it, as I mentioned in my previous video, is as you can see, I've got had some bark in there, and I had it piled up. But it's like every time I mow and weed trim, because it had no border around it, it would get flung everywhere around the yard. And when it rains really hard, it all flowed away. So it was hard to keep it where it needed to be. And I got tired of messing with it. So I've got bark all over the yard. So anyway, the next step is just to put the bark in around here. Well, to remove some grass, and then put some bark in there, and then I'll be done in terms of putting these rings in. I do think it's helpful. I wasn't really sure what it would look like, with all these rings in the yard. There's 47 different figs back here in the backyard. They're all about 8 to 9 feet apart from each other, rows and separate in between the rows. And I also decided while I'm at it, because not only does it help keep the mulch contained, it also gives me something good to weed whack around, right? So I could just take the trimmer and go right around this. And it really doesn't scar, the trimmer. I've been trimming around some of these bigger ones for a couple of years now, and they look fine. So I take the trimmer and just go buzz right around it. This is not a fig, this is just a gardenia. You see the flowers on it. And that is a redbud tree. I put a smaller ring around its base just to help retain, and retain the mulch and to give me something to weed trim around. So I've got these two. It's like a narrow 600. So that's one of my newest introductions. It's a little Craven's Craving. So that's like the end of the orchard on this side. But let me show you the border. So this is a piece of border that I still have. I still might need some of it, but so it's plastic, right? It's pretty thick plastic, but you can bend it. And it has kind of a wood pattern looking on it. So what I do is, figure out how big of a circle you're going to need around your tree. And so in my case, like I started out with 3 foot circles. But then I decided, you know what, I can move them down to 2 foot circles. Part of the reason I decided to move down to a smaller circle um, is the way I plant my trees, and I do have a video about that. It's probably about a month ago. I think it's labeled "How I Plant My Trees." But if you notice, you can see this black ring inside of here. That is a 5-gallon nursery bucket that has the bottom completely cut off. And so that is how I plant my trees in the ground. And if you want to know all the hows and whys I do that, you can refer to that previous video. But so having said that, like when I water my trees, my water goes in here. I don't have to like do all this like watering outside around my tree. It's all focused inside the bucket area. So aside from aesthetics or whatever, all this out here outside the bucket area is just really for looks. I mean, if I add fertilizer and water here, it's not really doing my tree a lot of good. I mean, it would have to sink in very deep in order to get to the roots because these 5-gallon nursery buckets, oh heck, they're probably, I don't know, 15 inches tall. So anywho, what? So I decided I'm gonna go with a 2 foot ring, and I'll just fill in my mulch all in around here. So that is the last of the. I've got 40. Sorry for swinging around so quick there. I've got 47 different fig trees, varieties growing on the side of my yard, and then this is the stuff, this black plastic. So I bought this at Home Depot, um, and they had free delivery to the home too, so it's all about that. The one thing that I will give you a heads up about is so that you buy the stuff in like a 40-foot roll, and you can tell them how tall you want. Like I think, oh gosh, this might be 4 inch, but they also make 5 inch high border, and so, but they're always 40 feet long. So you just have to cut them to length. And I've got a pair of heavy duty scissors that cut through that. I wouldn't say easy, but it's not that difficult either. Um, so I have got most of my other trees done. I guess my big decision is, do I want to put it around everything? I don't know. I've got 5 figs going down here down the side that I had placed the rings to. And again, I still need to mulch these things. Grass removal and mulch. So I've got these rings in place. This is an avocado tree, and I think I may want to also put a ring around it to also pile up a bunch of mulch, because it used to have a bunch of mulch there that it no longer has. So I might do that. This is my Bass's favorite fig. And I did put a ring around it. But things like these Italian cypress, I don't know. I don't think I want to put a ring around like everything in the yard. But for sure my figs. Um, it's a black Tuscan. And then I got one put around this one. This is it was a tissue culture from last year that was half the size of a toothpick, I kid you not. It's done really well. It's a Violet de Bordeaux, and I've got my ring around it down there as well. So I don't know. I'm thinking I I do still have some up there, right, that I need to potentially put around something. It's, I guess, kind of leftover. But I may want to put like a little ring around. This is a dogwood, a white dogwood. And I also have a little white dogwood right there in the yard. I might put a little ring. I don't want to get too carried away with it though, you know. And then this is a somewhat young live oak that I planted, gosh, like 2 years ago. And it's really grown like crazy. But as you can see, every time I mow and trim, I always, you know, kind of edge around this to keep the grass from encroaching. It's been semi-successful. I need to get in there and pull some grass, but I also wonder if I shouldn't put a border around this as well. I mean, it also keeps grass, you know, from coming into this area to begin with, and you get that nice border to trim around, and then I won't have to sit there and like edge, because right now, you know, I've turned the weed whacker upside down and edge around it every time I trim. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I like easier, not harder, you know. And then this is also a little red bud, Hearts of Fire. But I also think I might put a little border around that too, because again, it used to have quite a bit of mulch under it, and it doesn't now. So, and then this is like a Feijoa. I don't know. I mean, I could. That's pine straw, and it is kind of a pain to. And again, I have to like use my flip my weed whacker upside down and use it like an edger to try to keep this clean and weed free. Think about nice it would be to have that border there, you know? I don't know. I may get crazy and put a border around almost everything. Um, it really does help. I know this was about figs. That's a pineapple guava. That's a young one. It still has a ways to go. Get more of them in there. Is it good? Really tasty. But anywho, I think I'm done at least getting the figs up. So this afternoon, the next step is and I probably need to buy a lot more. I didn't want to overdo it right off the bat, but I've got 6 of these bags of uh, organic, natural mulch. And if you look at it, all it really is it's shredded wood. Not bark, but just like wood that went through a shredder. It's actually makes for awesome mulch. I really like it. Um, I've used it already on a few trees, and it's good stuff. So that's really the next step, and that's not going to be a difficult step. Is just to go through and fill fill each one of these with maybe 3 to 4 inches of mulch. I suspect I'm going to need a lot more bags than I've got right now. I've got 6 bags, but I've got a lot of uh, rings to fill. I also may put rings around these 3 trees that are on the side of my house. These are Feijoa. Also, they're also called pineapple guava. It's excellent fruit. So anyway, project is almost complete, and it feels good, and I'm glad it. To me, I thought it might look worse having just dozens of like little rings out in the yard. It might just be me, but if you would leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I don't know. It's right? Is it? I don't know. I think it looks all right. After having seen it so long without the rings around all the trees, I think it looks more organized. because before that I had just a bunch of, you know, dirt exposed with just a little bit of mulch left around them. It didn't look good. I think this is going to look a lot better. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great Labor Day weekend. And if you like these videos, I'd appreciate it if you take a second to like and subscribe. Have a great day.